Now, the government, as you know, are trying to address the quality end of this particular argument through having a national curriculum with clear guidelines established, and Elizabeth Stanford, the Minister of Education, Erica Stanford, has been prominent in that. And we've discussed, obviously, with numbers of people who have been involved in that curriculum work, what those standards would look like. They're now being rolled out for numeracy and literacy, or numeracy and English standards. That's both oral and writing and reading, obviously, across the curriculum. And they will start to hit, the idea is, classrooms next year. But there is considerable concern, it has to be said, across the primary sector in particular, that these new curriculum standards will fail, in essence because the teachers themselves will not be equipped sufficiently to be able to teach them. Now, somebody who's been prominent in this is a principal from a small school. Well, it's small, I guess. I don't know. It might be an average school. According to last year's roll, it's got about a roll of 239. It's Pembroke School in Oamaru. It's a year 1 to 6 school. Its roll is roughly half Maori, quite a few half Maori and Pacific Islanders. A lot of Pacific Islanders. We've talked about that in Oamaru before. A huge Tongan community. But Brent Godfery is the principal at that school, and he joins us now. Brent, thank you so much for making the time for us today. Thank you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. It's interesting to hear your views. I wouldn't agree with a lot of what you're saying, but...
okay, then why don't you disagree now with what I disagree... Okay, what do you disagree with so far?
You talked about teacher quality diminishing and attracting people to the teaching profession.
Yeah.
A few governments ago, they decided that it'd be easier to get qualified people with degrees to do a 1-year course and become teachers. Some of those people are fantastic, but others are not so good. And 1 year of training to be a teacher is actually not enough. So fast-tracking what I would call the brains to come and be teachers.
Sorry, were you listening to me, Bruce? I actually said that teacher quality is getting worse. You seem to be agreeing with me, but just providing a reason why that might be.
No. Yeah, I'm sort of semi-qualifying that what we're getting is due to government priorities of thinking that you can train good primary school teachers in less than 3 years.
Well, the Education Review Office, in its report of May of this year, said that new teachers were not set up to succeed in their role. They were in need of more support. And that was despite the hard work of schools and new teachers themselves. And they did mention that the quality of teaching staff has declined in that time, particularly the levels or the qualifications of the teachers themselves. They were looking at universities as one of the reasons why, perhaps agreeing with you, that they needed to have more time in the classroom in a pedagogical environment, if you like, rather than learning theory through a university course. Would you agree with that?
Yes and no. I think it's a double-edged sword. You're getting university graduates to do 1 year training to become a teacher, and then the teachers and the schools are supporting them to become good teachers. I know at my school I have very good teachers. Some are long in the tooth, others are brand new, and they all come with different qualities, and we all support each other to do a great job for the children. And that brings me to the next...
Okay, well, how do we know that? I mean, you say that, but I don't believe you. Because there's no proof that you available to me as a parent of any... And I'm not being nasty here, but there's no proof to me as a parent of a child I might have at Pembroke School or any school in New Zealand that you're doing a good job, is there?
When you talk to the parents at our school, they're very happy. They choose to send children to our school because they know that we care for their children.
No, you haven't answered the question.
No.
Where's the empirical proof? Where's the empirical proof that you're doing a good job? How do I know?
How do you know? By tracking the children after they've left our school. By looking at the ones, I've been in my school now for over 20
But
years.
how do I know
and
which the kids are that left your school? That seems a
Do
slightly
you
odd thing
need
to
to
do.
know? You don't actually need to know every individual and how they've gone in life.
Wait on, Bruce. I've just asked you.
I'm not Bruce,
where is
by the way.
Sorry, Brett. I've just asked you. Where is the empirical proof that your school's doing a good job, or any other school? It's not a direct criticism of Pembroke School.
Where's the empirical proof that I'm not? Where's the empirical proof that I'm not? That
Is
we're
that
not doing
your
a
answer?
fantastic job.
Is that your answer?
No, you asked the question. I turned it around and gave you the same answer, same question back.
But that's
Where's
a stupid
the proof
answer.
that we're not doing a good job? Where's the proof I'm not doing a good job?
Sorry, okay, here we go. Well, A, in your answers you're giving to me now, but B, in the fact that you need to have some sort of standard between year 1 and 6 so that I can measure whether or not the kids that go to your school are improved by the education, the schooling they receive. Don't I need to know that as a parent?
We have education review office come and they can see the progression of the children.
But that doesn't tell me anything.
If every child started on exactly the same level, then you'd have a nice even measure. But you can't tell me that every child arrives at school with exactly the same level of ability, exactly the same level of academic prowess.
No, I can't tell you that. I wouldn't tell you that. I'm not trying to.
They can't. Every child is different. We take them and we do the best we can for those children on an individual basis based on we want the best for those children because we actually care about them.
Yeah, you say you do, but I don't know that. It's easy to care. I care. 99.9% of parents in this country would say that they care for their children as well. They might not be doing a good job as a parent, but they care for them. That's the easy part. The hard part is actually schooling and educating them. And I guess the question I would have of you, Brett, is this. If I can't, as a parent or as a member of the community, get some sort of empirical test to know that Pembroke or any other school in New Zealand is imparting those children with knowledge, then I'm not going to be able to know whether or not you're doing a good job or not, will I?
Well, I think if you look at statistics, you'll find that lots of children do very, really well because our society is set up for children to do well when they leave school. And in fact, one of the sad things with this country is that a lot of our best ones actually leave the country.
Okay. Unfortunately, there's a fair bit of empirical evidence at a secondary level. PISA tests, for example, NCA reports, standards, for example, that would suggest that we've got declining standards in terms of our results vis-a-vis the international community or even vis-a-vis ourselves. You think that those levels of success are acceptable?
If you look back to the 60s and 70s, New Zealand was in the top 1-2 in the world. And what was the difference in those times? We had one parent at home looking after the children all the time. Is that happening now? You have both parents working now. So the amount of time and effort put into children by parents has diminished.
Are you saying that that's only in New Zealand, though? Surely that's true of all other countries that we measure ourselves against as well, that there's been significant social change.
Potentially that is the case, but our schools and our country is a lot more diverse now. If you look at all the countries that are still at that top level, they don't have the diverse communities that New Zealand has. They don't have the large number of different people from different countries living here, working here, sending their children to school. So we're dealing with completely different things. So you say the results are declining, but they're not declining. They're just having a different group of children coming through that have different needs. I know at my school I've probably got 20 children there at the moment who hadn't spoken any English until the last 18 months. They'd never spoken English. So
would they be Pacific Islanders or Asians?
Both. I have a lot of both.